You're at a crossroads right now. On one side, you've got your dignity, your future, and the chance to take control of your life. And on the other side, a toxic relationship that's just draining you. Now, you've been giving it your all, hoping things will change, but deep down, you know they won't. What do you do? Well, today, I'm gonna break it down for you. You can either stay, continuing to invest time in something that isn't serving you, or you can choose yourself. Choose your self-respect, choose your future. And let me tell you, the choice right now, it could change the trajectory of your entire life. But it's not easy. It's a war in your mind that you're gonna have to fight, and I'm here to help you win. But before we begin, if you want to know 10 boundaries that every healthy relationship needs in order to have a healthy and fulfilling relationship, then make sure you check out this video right here after you finish watching this one. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. But in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through why choosing yourself is the hardest and most important decision that you'll ever make. Now, this decision, it will challenge your self-worth and force you to confront some painful truths. But here's the truth that's even harder. If you don't choose yourself now, no one else will. So let's start with the foundation, the power of self-respect. So what does it mean to truly respect yourself? We all talk about self-love, self-worth, but it's easy to confuse that with simply tolerating bad behavior from others because we're afraid of being alone. You see, self-respect is the cornerstone of all virtue. What happens when you let someone continuously disrespect you? Over time, you lose yourself. The love that you have for yourself starts to erode because you're too busy trying to fix someone who isn't willing to fix themselves. Self-respect, it means recognizing that you are worthy of love, kindness, and loyalty. You cannot let someone else's lack of respect define your worth because self-respect isn't negotiable. It's the line that you draw in the sand. It's non-negotiable because once you let someone cross that line repeatedly, you start to devalue yourself. And when you devalue yourself, the world will too. 1 Corinthians 15:33 tells us, do not be deceived. Bad company erupts good character. If you're with someone who isn't treating you right, then you're letting them shape your identity. You're compromising your value for someone who doesn't even respect themselves enough to change. Is that the life that you want to live? Waking up every day, holding on to false hope that tomorrow will be different? You deserve better, and you need to start believing it. Because studies show that in relationships where emotional abuse is present, 60% of individuals report feeling emotionally drained and depressed, yet they continue to stay. Staying, it doesn't make you strong. It makes you a prisoner of someone else's failure to change. And that's where things get tough. When you're just waiting for them to change, waiting for them to realize how amazing you are, waiting for things to get better. But waiting does not make people change. Don't wait for the storm to pass. You gotta learn how to dance in the rain. Because change happens when someone truly wants it, and even then, it's not guaranteed. If you've been stuck in the same cycle of disappointment, frustrations, and empty promises, it's time to stop waiting. You've heard friends tell you thousands of times, oh, they'll change, they love you, they just need time. But that's just bullshit advice. People don't change because you wait. They change because they want to change. And if they haven't changed by now, what makes you think they will? The longer you stay, the more you devalue yourself. It's like putting your debit card in a broken ATM and expecting it to give you cash. It doesn't work. If you're investing in a relationship that isn't evolving, it's draining your life. You're not going to go get that time back. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've been driving a car for years, right? And it keeps breaking down every month or so. You fix it, you drive it for a bit, and it breaks down again. And then you fix it again, drive for 6 weeks, and something else breaks down. You fix it again, hoping that this time it'll be different, but you're just in the same cycle. Eventually you realize no matter how many times you fix it, that car will never be reliable again. So the same rule applies to relationships. So why keep investing your time and energy and love into a relationship that's already broken? If you don't choose to walk away, you'll stay stuck, and your future, it'll stay in limbo, waiting for someone who doesn't even want to change. Isaiah 43:18-19 reminds us to forget the former things and to not dwell on the past. But many people, they find it hard to let go of toxic relationships, and they believe that staying is the easy way out. You might be thinking, but what if they change? What if I walk away and they finally get it together? Get closer and listen up. The fear of being alone is the only thing that's keeping you stuck. You're afraid of being by yourself, afraid of facing the unknown, so you stay into something that's not working. But I got news for you. Being alone is not the worst thing that could happen to you. The worst thing you can do is to stay in a toxic relationship to avoid being alone. Staying, it's the easy way out. It's easier to stay where it's familiar, even if it's painful, than to step into the unknown and reclaim your power. But choosing yourself, it means stepping out of your comfort zone. Choosing yourself means facing the pain of growth. It's uncomfortable, it's scary, but it's also necessary. Don't try to walk a path with someone who isn't walking the same journey, because if you do, you will lose your way. You'll lose your direction. You will lose yourself. And for what? A temporary feeling of companionship? Hell no. You're worth more than that. The sad thing is many people stay because they're terrified of loneliness. But that loneliness that you're afraid of, it's nothing compared to the emotional destruction of staying in a relationship that's holding you back. And what if I told you that loneliness can be a catalyst for growth? It's when we're alone that we're forced to look inward and discover who we really are, what we really want, and what we're truly capable of. Being alone doesn't mean being isolated. It means you're opening the door to a future where you can grow and thrive, free from the shackles of a dead-end relationship. Psalms 34:18 says, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." When you choose yourself, you're never truly alone. God is with you. Your true friends, your growth, your future, it's all ahead of you, not behind you. Don't fear being alone. Fear staying in a situation that's preventing you from becoming the best version of yourself. So don't be afraid to choose yourself, because choosing yourself, it means walking away from a relationship that doesn't serve you. It means that you recognize that your peace, your happiness, and your future are more important than clinging to someone who isn't willing to change. But also means that you will be okay, more than okay. You'll thrive. Think of it like a plant that's been sitting in the shade, right? It's not growing, not thriving. But when you move it into the sunlight, it starts to flourish. And that's you. You've been hiding in the shadows of a toxic relationship, afraid to step into your own light. But once you make the decision and you choose yourself, that's when the growth starts. There's a quote that I like that says, "When you choose yourself, the universe begins to choose you." Now, the moment you start prioritizing your self-respect, the universe aligns in your favor. Opportunities, true love, and personal growth will start, showing up in ways that you've never imagined, because you've set the standard for how you expect to be treated. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you future and a hope." I love this verse because it reminds us that God's plan for you is greater than any relationship that can hold you back. By choosing yourself, you're aligning with God's purpose for your life, a purpose that doesn't involve being stuck in a toxic dynamic or settling for less than what you deserve. So, how do you rebuild yourself after choosing yourself? Well, by healing and rebuilding. You've been through an emotional battle, but you're not broken. You're stronger than ever. And it's time to rediscover who you are without the weight of a toxic relationship. Rebuilding yourself means reawakening your dreams, your passions, and your purpose. You're not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. The pain you've been through doesn't define you. It's what you do with the pain that matters. Take this time to focus on yourself, reconnect with your passions, rediscover your strength, and start creating the life that you've always wanted. It's time to act. No more waiting for change for someone who isn't willing to change. No more tolerating disrespect, because you deserve a love that builds you up, not tears you down. Abraham Lincoln once said, "The best way to predict the future is to create it. And your future is in your hands." Choosing yourself isn't just about walking away from someone who isn't treating you right. It's about walking towards a life that's better than you could ever imagine. Don't forget Philippians 4:13. "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." You see, you have everything you need to move forward. With God's strength and your courage, you can walk away from the toxicity, rebuild your life, and create a future that you deserve. So stop looking back. Your life, your best life, is ahead of you. If you're ready to choose yourself, if you're ready to walk away from what's holding you back, drop an amen down in the comments below and check out this video right here that the YouTube algorithm thinks that you might enjoy. And if you found this video helpful, smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video link with someone who needs to hear this message. And remember, the best is yet to come.